Hello, everyone. Welcome to my Exam 3 recap video. I have my Exam 3 averages right over here. Along with, I've also went and got the course averages, the current course averages. We now have enough scores where I really feel like this is, also very telling. And so it looks like Exam 3 was a harder exam, especially than Exam 2, right? So it kind of went, Exam 1 was a bit more difficult than exam 2. Exam 2 was a little bit nicer to us, and then exam 3 seems to be back a little bit more difficult. So as far as the assessment sets stuff goes, right, for those who are doing 0 to just under 50%, right, the exam 3 average was around 50%, all the way up to those who are doing the vast majority of the assessment sets, right, 90% plus, got an average of around 76. Again, quite a few folks in these last two categories here for the assessment sets, so that's quite encouraging. Of course, we'd love to have even more students in these last two groups. For the learning sets, we have here those who are doing, less than 50% of the learning set problems are averaging right around 57% on the exam. Quite a few folks there, just like from the second exam sort of deal. And those who are doing a lot of learning set problems are doing very well, both on the exam and in the course overall. So overall, not bad exam averages. Of course, I'd love to see them even higher. When we again compare against the previous exams, right? They are, especially against exam 2, it is a little bit lower. But again, overall, not so bad. The other thing that I wanted to bring up, since again, we are kind of nearing the end of the semester, is current course averages. Certainly as we move into the final exam, we become a lot more interested in that. And of course, at the end of the semester, when we're looking at overall grades, right, we look at the overall course grades, not just the exam grades, right? Because there's a lot of things like the homework, the projects, the participations, which usually score a little bit nicer than the exams. And so it's a good idea to also be looking at these. And so you can see, for instance, for those who are doing the majority of the assessment sets stuff, right, those folks are averaging a 3.5. Right, so that's an 86 and change, right? So a 3.5 would be an 85. So that's a good sign right there. Those who are, averaging, 70 to 90%, right? Those folks are averaging around a 2.5, a little bit higher than that. So a little bit of cushion, for the final exam. So again, on average, that's quite good. Of course, in the learning sets, it's even higher than that. And this is kind of interesting here. I would need to do a little bit more data to see if this is statistically significant or not. A little bit more analysis, but the course average here is kind of flipped than what I would maybe expect. But again, kind of the folks who are doing a lot of the learning set problems are scoring very well in the course, and so on, right? Really the 50% plus, right? These are very good averages for the course average, right? So a 3.5 or higher. So anyway, these are, the exam 3 recap. Again, kind of as we move into the final exam, we're covering chapter 10. Chapter 10 is often considered a little bit nicer than chapter 11, right? Chapter 11, where we had all these sequences and series, it's a little bit conceptual, right? It's hard to kind of visualize what these things are actually doing sometimes. While on the other hand, chapter 10, where we're talking about parametric and polar equations and curves, right? It's a little bit easier to visualize what's going on. And so typically at the end of the semester, students usually say that chapter 10 was a bit nicer than chapter 11. So hopefully you find it that way as well. And that kind of we finish out this semester strong. All right. Thank you so much, guys. And I hope you have a wonderful day.